Hello students, now we shall look at the key energy trends in India. So what are the trends? Like one is the demand, second is electricity and access to modern energy, and energy production and trade. So demand, India has been accountable for virtually 100% of the rise in international energy demand since 2000. Now what has happened? See, these countries, developed countries like Europe, uh, uh, Japan, USA, they are too fully developed. Okay, but India has in the last 2 decades, like 2000 onwards, has considerably grown. One is population also is growing, and secondly, the living GDP is growing, and the aspirations of the population is increasing. So the huge demand for energy in India. In its energy, India's energy demand during this amount has virtually doubled. Like in 20 years, it has doubled, pushing the country's share in international demand up to 5.7% in 2003 from 4.4 at the start of the century. So 2013, the demand as per the share India's share in the international demand, it is now around 5.7%. Expressed as a per capita basis, energy demand in our country has fully grown grown by 46% since 2000 and remains only one third of the world average. So what is per capita consumption basis means? We have got a population of 130 crores. So one person, how much energy he consumes per year? This is known as per capita consumption. But India per capita consumption is still lower than the world average. If you just look at electricity, India's per capita consumption is around 1200 units of electricity per person per year. Globally, it will be around 2500 units of electricity per person per year. Almost 3/4 of Indian energy demand is met by fossil fuels, a share that has increased since 2000 because of rapid increase in coal consumption. So, means 75% of the India's energy demand comes from fossil fuels, mainly coal. Coal now accounts for 44% of the primary energy mix. The availability and affordability of coal relative to other fossil fuels has contributed to its rise, especially in the power sector. To produce electricity, basically, coal is available in India and it is affordable also. That is why it is used for electricity generation. Not only that, beyond that also we import. India also imports a lot of high grade coal from Australia and all. Oil consumption in 2014 stood at 3.8 million barrels per day, and 40% of that is be used for transportation sector. So transportation sector means right from personal vehicles to public vehicles. Okay, 40% of this oil is used, and 80% of the oil whatever we are importing is totally, only 20% we are producing in-house indigenous sources, but 80% of the oil is imported. Natural gas makes around relatively small share of the energy mix, 6% in 2013. Globally around 21% share we are seen in the global production and consumption. 21% is the natural gas share, but India it is only 6%. I think now it is around 8%. Lately, hydropower, nuclear and modern renewables like solar, wind and geothermal are used predominantly in power sector, but play a relatively small role in the total energy mix because see, though solar energy is there, wind energy is there, they are not running 24/7 or 8,760 hours in a year. Their work function for only 20 to 25% time in the year. So their share is small. But these coal plants which produce electricity, they produce 24 by 7 means 8,760 hours in a year. Their contribution is huge. So if you look at sector-wise, if you look at sector-wise consumption, energy demand has traditionally been dominated by the building sector. In the building sector, a key driver to consumption in both rural and urban areas has been the rising levels of use of appliances. So now, I think most of the houses people have gone for fans, then they have gone for TV sets, refrigerators, some have gone for air conditioning. So as the rising levels are increasing, both in urban areas as well as rural areas, energy demand has increased. Electricity demand in the building sector grew by an average of 8% in the from 2000 to 2013. So you can see the bar graph here. So there are four components, main components: industry, buildings, transport, and agriculture. Agriculture consumption is the lowest, then followed by transport, then buildings and industry, and you can see the y-axis, it is MTOE, billion tons of oil equivalent. Coming to electricity, the country's electricity demand in 2013 was 897 terawatt hours. Okay, that also has considerably grown from 376 terawatt hours in 2000, having risen over this period by an annual rate of 7%. So every year there is 7% growth in the electricity demand in our country. See, this 7% what we talk about India, it is very high, because other countries the increase is not even 1%, developed countries, but already their consumption is very high. Electricity now constitutes some 15% of the final energy consumption since 2000. So the situation varies from state to state, and mostly this housing, residential and this agriculture consumers are subsidized, and industry and commercial consumers are charged higher tariffs, higher rates than the domestic people. They pay 5 rupees, 6 rupees, 7 rupees per unit, whereas the commercial and industries pay more than 10 rupees per unit. India has about 290 gigawatts, means around 2,90,000 megawatt of power generation capacity, in which 60% is made by coal. So that is a very big amount, 60%, which makes up by far the largest share, followed by hydro. Hydro power is 15%, and natural gas is now 8%. The mix has become gradual, more diverse since 2000. Almost 40% of the change in installed capacity was non-coal. So all along we had been dependent on coal. Now also the big plants, ultra mega plants are coal only. But now gradually we are increasing the share of renewable energy in the form of solar, photovoltaics as well as wind. So if you see this bar chart, this is fossil fuel production and demand per capita, means per person. You can see here our India, the per capita consumption is very low. Brazil is higher than us, China is higher, South Africa also is higher, Middle East is very high, and Russia is still higher. So you can see India still it is on the growing trajectory only. So the requirement of oil, gas, as coal and electricity is going to increase in years to come. Okay. India has made significant strides in improving access to modern energy in recent years. So now India is trying to provide access to electricity. This modern energy means electricity basically to almost all the villages. Not everything is covered, but still a lot of efforts are made by India to provide electricity to its population, especially the rural population, which are left out without electricity because they are in remote places. Okay, there is a scheme called as Rajiv Gandhi Gramin Vidyutikaran Yojana, which was launched in 2005, and it wants to provide electricity to villages of 100 inhabitants or more. It's in a village with more than 100 people are staying, then they want to provide electricity to such village. And also they want to provide electricity, free electricity to people who live below the poverty line. So poverty line means somewhere around 12,000 rupees income per year per person. Okay, then there is something new scheme called Deen Dayal. After the new government came up, they came up with Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Vidyut Gram Jyoti Yojana. So in this scheme there are distribution networks for agriculture and non-agriculture consumers. So why they are doing is, now if you go to a village, the electricity line is only one for your lighting purpose as well as for agriculture purpose. So when the power shutdown is there, the agriculture is stopped and even house lighting also gets stopped. So now they are having separate distribution network for agriculture and non-agriculture consumers. Okay, so what happens now? So lighting will be continuously on because lighting load requirement is very low, whereas for pump set it is very high. So when load shedding is done only for this agriculture conditions requirements, they will shed the load, but the for electricity for houses will continue. So they are strengthening the local transmission and distributing infrastructure, and even metering is being provided now. Earlier metering was not there, now they are trying to provide metering all over. India also is the largest population in the world relying on traditional use of solid biomass for cooking. If you go to villages, even today, lot of wood, firewood and even your cow dung cakes are being used for cooking basically. So to address this problem, government has issued subsidized LPG as an alternate cooking fuel to the rural villages also. Pradhan Mantri Yojana, they are providing this to the rural people.